I'm Nancy Hayden, and we've lived in the same house for 47 years. We came here when our children were 5 and 6, and at that time this was green grass, and it was necessary because we had a lot of children playing here, and we were the centerpiece of the neighborhood. I loved having the kids here. We had swings, we had apparatus. This was our badminton court. Behind it was our croquet court. And then my children grew up and they left, and I had to have something else to do, and so I took up gardening. About 1976 was the year I did this, and I bought hundreds of plants, and I got all of the people in the neighborhood to come over and plant because they were very concerned. They're all good gardeners, and they thought I was getting weeds, and they were very anxious about it. It was one of the first postage size prairies that was installed in the Madison area. Basically what I have planted in here is really what's left over at the native plant sale at the University Arboretum. 4 years ago, we were having a lot of drainage problems in the house, in the basement, so we had our whole property regraded. We regraded this area and put in one of our first rain gardens. All of the water from the backyard, which is on the far end of the house, was rushing down this way. So we now capture it in this first rain garden here. But there is a big pipe and drain area up near the house, and there's a PVC pipe that comes down here too. So all the water that rushes around the house comes down, plus whatever isn't gathered and kept in the prairie. And this is the first rain garden that we put in. What we're trying to do is keep the water from running downhill. The water falls on the flat roof up here. The flat roof has a pitch to it, and it pitches down to this end where this downspout is, this copper downspout. Okay, and then it comes down through and runs out probably about 10 feet into a French drain, which is covered over by vegetation, so you don't even know it's there. You start with about a 4-foot hole directly down. Start with large rocks at the bottom and gradually diminish the size of rocks as you go up. And this does very well. There's no runoff from this area right here. It even in a really hard downpour, it doesn't leak at all. We designed the driveway so that it also worked. What we did was we pitched it very slightly, but it carries all the water that it has to. And as it swings around the corner here, it pitches away from the main street. And it pitches away enough that the grass and vegetation along the side accept most of the water. I'm sure that we're collecting a good 80% of the water that's on here. Our village is on the shores of one of the 4 lakes that Madison is situated around. We are up on 2 very large drumlins, which is something that's left over from the last glacial age, which was 12,000 years ago. So we have a problem of retaining the water uphill, so we're being good citizens to the lake. The lake does not need runoff. So we have established between 15 and 20 very small rain gardens throughout the village, and they're at all different sizes. What we're trying to do is be good citizens and not run off into the lake as much as has been in the past. I just feel good about not leaving a big footprint on the earth when I leave.